Hello everyone, my name is Stacy Bonacci. I am one of the tech TOSs here at Palm Springs Unified School District. We are going to do some ParentSquare basics today. So the first thing we're going to show is how to get to ParentSquare. So when you go to the PSUSD site, you're going to have to sign in, and then you're going to go to staff resources. The very first one here is our ParentSquare link. We're going to click on that and it's going to take us to our login page. On our login page, we are going to go over here to the sign in and we're going to sign in with Google. Now, when you sign in, you are going to be taken to your ParentSquare homepage. On this homepage, you're going to see all of the posts and things that you've posted that have been posted from your site as well. You will have your communication options over here on the left-hand side. And over here on your right-hand side is where you're going to have all your results information. So if you sent out forms or signups or photos or links, that's all going to be found here on the right side. Now we're going to look at how to make a post to your parents and families of your class. When you're on your home page, you are going to go to this green button here that says New Post. We are just going to do a post for this one, but there are other options that I will show you. Right now, we're going to work on making a post for your families and parents of your classroom. So we are going to use the New Post button. We're not going to look at the caret yet. That gives us other options down here, but we are just going to click on the green New Post. It is going to give you now a blank post that you're going to start filling in. So first, you want to start typing in your class, or you can just click and it should show up as one of these options. Next, make sure you choose who you would like to see this post. You can have staff, parents, guests. If you don't have guests in your group, though, you will not be able to send to guests. The first thing we're going to look at is creating a new post for your parents and guardians and families of your classroom. We're going to go over to the New Post button. We're not going to look at the caret just yet. That has other options available as well as a new post. So we're just going to click on the green New Post button. Now, when you get a new post, you are going to have a blank space for you to write all the things you want to write to your families. So first we need to come to the to. Who are we going to send it to? So you can either start typing or you can click in that space and your class should show up underneath. And click on that. You can send it to multiple if you have more than one, but right now we're just going to send it to the class. Then you need to decide who's going to see it. Is it going to be for staff and parents? Is it just going to be for the parents of your class? Then you can unclick staff. We're going to leave both for this one. Now we're going to put in a subject. This is where you are going to kind of put in that catchy title. This is going to be what pops up on the app for parents when they get notified that they have a new post in ParentSquare. So you want it to be something somewhat informative, but something where it's going to catch their attention so they go and completely read what the post is about. So we are going to put in a subject. our subject, we're going to put in really exciting news. Hopefully that will catch the parents' attention. Now, you probably want to put in some kind of subject that relates to what you're going to be sharing in the post. But for this, I'm just going to say we're having really exciting news. So now that I have my subject, I can go down to my description. So our description is going to be the more information that our parents are going to get once they open up this post in their ParentSquare. So down here is where you maybe want to put the where, the when, the time, whatever it is that you are going to be sharing with your families. You have options here, the different types of bolding, italicize, underline. You can change the font size, so maybe you want it bigger. You can add more to the text, so we could strike through it. We could change the text color. You can change the background color, and you can clear whatever you just did. So make sure you don't click on that button unless you really want to clear everything you just did. So right now, this is part of my description. You can align this. Maybe you want it to go all the way to the right. You can get more options for your paragraphs here. You can increase indents, ordered lists, bullets. You can also add emojis to your description. You can also insert an image. Now, this image can come from your computer, however you are uploading images or whatever you're using to create your post. You can also get it from a URL link. My suggestion is to download it to whatever device you are using and then upload it from there. So I'm going to upload an image from my computer that I'm using. So I'm going to click on that button and I'm going to go to my downloads and let's just pick, this one looks like fun. So your image will be pasted right into the description box. You can also insert a video, and by that you would use the URL. Otherwise, you can embed the video as well. The URL is probably the easier way to do it. So maybe my post is about my students learning their multiplication facts, and I want to add a video to that as well that parents can see. So I can go to my insert video. I need to go find my video URL. So I'm going to go to my multiplication video that I found. I'm going to copy my URL, and then I'm going to go and paste it. There it is. And then click insert. And now I am able to add that video to my description box as well. At any point, you can come over to the side over here and you can preview your post. So this is what parents would see when they open up the post on their end. Now, this does not mean that it is published to them yet. This is just a preview to see how your post is looking. So if you need to move things around, you can. So let's go back to this, and we're going to hide the preview now to go back to our edit mode. Move myself back there. And now we have a video, we have an image, we have the text. I can also add a link. So maybe I want to link it to some videos that the kids did, and I put those on our class website. I can add that link here, and then I would type in the type of text that I want for that. So maybe it was class website, and then I put the link to that website there. If you click this button, that just means that the link will open up a new tab when parents go to to open that. Our last option here is to add a table if you want to put in a table in your description. There are templates that you can use that I will go over in a later video. And then there's design blocks where you can kind of create kind of like a newsletter type thing for your description. So I am happy with my information that I have here. Now I am getting ready to send it out to my staff and parents. So I could just click the Post Now button that will send it out. Right here we have our notification options. It would send to the user's preferred time. So that means if a parent says they don't want anything until 2 o'clock, that's when this post will send. You can click on Send Instantly, where it overrides that, so it will send it immediately to them. Or you can just have it pop up and not notify them at all. I'm not really sure why you would want to use this option, because if you're going to make a post, you probably want the parents to see it. So I'm going to click on Send Instantly. It's going to show me who it's going to send to instantly, one staff and parent, because this is a training group. Then I can also look at my options here. I have a post now, which is the same as this one. I can schedule my post. So if I click on that, it will give me a date and time where I can send it out. So maybe it's something that I don't want to come out immediately. I want to create it and then I'm going to schedule it to come out 2 days from today. I can also, save it as a draft. So maybe I'm not quite happy with what I have. Maybe I'm waiting to add something more to the post before I share it, but I wanted to get a good start on it. So then I could just save the draft. I'm going to skip through that and then I'll show you at a later time what happens when you save the draft and where to find it. I could also preview it here as well, but I already did that. I'm happy with how it looks, so all I'm going to do is click on Post Now. It's going to show me that yes, please confirm that you want to post this. You're going to send it out to these people. For mine, I need to type OK. And then I'm going to click again on Post Now. Once I have done that, it's going to just pop up to my post where here I can edit, I can send updates, I can duplicate my post, I can delete it, I can manage the admin of the post, I could print it, I could get a link if I needed to share it somehow with the links. And I could disable the comments if I don't want anybody to be commenting on the post. I can also appreciate it, but then I can go back to my home and I can also see it on my main page with all the rest of my posts and feeds from my school. Okay, let's go back into this post. I'm going to go click on that little gear and click on Edit. If I made any mistakes, now I can fix them if I need to. Or if I notice that there's something there that I didn't need, I can fix it. So that's just a quick and easy way to edit your post, and then you can resave it. It's going to show you the updated post, and then you can go back to home and you can see it in your feed. Let's take a look at if we save a post. So if I did not want to post this and I saved it as a draft, I am now on my home page and I can go find in my communication tools over here, I can find my scheduled and draft posts. So if I click on that, that will show me all of my scheduled posts and my draft posts. So let's say I was working on this one. Now I can open it back up. Here is my post. Here's what I've been working on. And now maybe I'm ready to post it. Maybe I needed to add more. I can save my draft, I can preview it, I can schedule it now. It just gives me the option to start working on posts without having to share them out right away to families. Now we're going to take a look at some of the post add-ons. So we're going to go back to, on our homepage, we're going to go to New Post again. Now I have all of these post add-ons here on my left-hand side. When you're doing a post, remember you need to make sure that you have your who it's to, who's going to see it, put in your subject. So we're going to call this post add-ons because that's what we're going to work on here. And then a description, learning about post add-ons. Enough said. Now I can go over to my post add-ons. I have the calendar and RSVP that comes first. So that's going to pop up with a calendar. So you're going to pick the date that, let's say you're having a class party. So now we have the date of that. You can add a time. You can say that it's all day. It doesn't have to be at a certain time. You can also add in an end time. So maybe it's a field trip and you're just wanting to remind families that, hey, we're leaving at 9 o'clock. We'll be back at 1. And you can put your information in there. Make sure you change your AMs and PMs. You can remove it if you didn't want it there. This can be something that you can repeat. Remove this. You can repeat it. You can send reminders, and you can request an RSVP. So let me click on reminders first. So to send a reminder, you can send a reminder 1 day before the event, 2 days, or 3 days. You can also have it repeat. So maybe it's something that happens every single week on a Tuesday. It could be tutoring. So you want it to repeat. Let's say for the next 10 weeks, you're going to do tutoring on Tuesdays. You can also put an end repeat. So you can put the date in there if you'd rather do that way. And you could do that after so many times. So maybe it's 10 tutoring sessions. So that's when it will stop repeating. And then I can click OK. Oops. End repeat cannot be blank. Let me put that in there. And OK. Then we have the request RSVP. So maybe you're seeing how many people are going to attend your tutoring, or maybe you're having a class party and you want to see how many people are going to attend it. You can limit your total RSVPs. Maybe you have a limit to how many people can come, but you do not have to. It could just be as many of your RSVPs as you would like. You can also invite siblings, and then parents can put in how many of those kids they're going to be bringing. Our next add-on that we are going to be looking at is attaching photos or files. So when you put a photo in your description, it's going to live here. When you attach a photo, again, you can choose any one of these places to get your photos from. I'm just going to add one that is on my computer. You can do multiple. If you do multiple, it'll have like a carousel effect where it will kind of shuffle through your photos. So let's upload one more. So now I'm going to upload those two. And you're going to see that underneath either your description, or if you put in a calendar entry, it will go underneath that. You can add captions, so game day or busy bee. You can upload more files. And then I'm just going to show you quick in our preview what that will look like. So notice the images are smaller over here. You can hide the preview. And the next add-on we're going to look at is attaching photos or files. So we're going to go underneath calendar entry and click on attach photos or files. This is going to automatically open up to upload your file. You can click on that. Otherwise, you can do a web search if you're just needing a quick image. You can search your Google Drive, Google Photos, or you can add it through a link. I'm going to click to open up. You can add multiple files and images to your post. And then it'll just say upload to. You can deselect them. You can X out if you didn't want that one. So I'm going to upload these. Now, when you add an image to your add-ons, it's going to be a small image at the bottom of your description, as opposed to a large image if you are going to add it to your description box. So let me just kind of show you the difference in what that looks like. So now I have my images in my attached photos. I'm going to give them captions. And then let's just take a quick look at how that looks in the post. So notice the image that I put in my description is a large image that shows up right away. But then my two images that I put as attachments are going to be smaller images at the bottom. Now I can also add files to this. It doesn't just have to be images or photos. So if I click back here, I could add a file from, again, most of these places. Google Drive will probably be the one that you're going to use most of all, unless you download your files onto your device. So I'm going to select to upload, and I have a file that I want to upload. Once I have it there, I can click the upload button, and you will see it down here at the bottom. Now, when you preview this, you are going to see that here are your images that you uploaded, but then here is the file. So that's where families can find the link to that. They can download it for themselves as well if it's something that needs to be printed out or returned. The next add-on we're going to look at, the one that you will probably be using the most, is going to be forms and permissions. So we're going to go here underneath attach photos, click on forms and permissions. Now, the first thing that you're going to see is, when do you need this form completed by? So you need to give it a due date. Now, some of you, if your admin have pushed out forms to you, you can click on the select form and it will bring up the different forms that you can use. Otherwise, you can create your own form. Let's move that. You can create a new form by clicking on that button. So let's look at the options we have down here. The first thing is the form requires a signature. Now, if you look at the information next to it, it will allow the user, they're going to review the terms. So maybe it's a permission slip to go on a field trip. Maybe it's a media release, or let's click on this, or verification. So maybe you're trying to verify their residency. So look, if you click on or hover over these little information bubbles, it will give you more information on what that means if you click on form requires signature. So for this one, we're going to require the signature, and we're going to be giving the permission. The child will be able to do something. Unfortunately, you cannot click multiple buttons here. It's either or. You can also have attachments. So maybe you need them to attach a allergy list or something like that if they're going on a field trip. That is not something that has to be done. You also will have the option to require student information. This will give you the child's name, their ID, their grade, and their class, and that will automatically come back to you in the form. So once you've decided what your form is going to be about, now it's time to enter in some questions. So let's say this is a field trip. I give my child permission to attend the field trip. So there's the question. There's what you want them to answer. You can have them type in yes or no. You can also go here and have select one, and then you would put in the choices for them, making sure that each choice is on its own separate line. Now, maybe you want more things answered for your form. So you can add another question. Maybe you want to know if that child has any allergies. And in this one, you might want to leave that as a short answer so parents can type in, yes, they're allergic to broccoli. You also can toggle this off so it says no, where parents are not required to answer that. So maybe there's kids that don't have allergies. You wouldn't necessarily require them to answer that question. Again, you can add as many questions as you need. We have short answer, paragraph for longer answers that you're looking for, the selecting one, which is like a multiple choice, selecting many, so maybe it's their top picks for what club they want to be in. You could have them choose up to 3. You can also have date as well. Maybe what date is this on? So let's take a look at the preview for the form that we just created. So it's going to be located underneath your description, your attachments, your RSVP. So this is what parents would be seeing. They would select their child. Yes, I give them permission, or no. And notice that the questions that are required have a little asterisk next to them. And our allergies ones is not, because it's not something that every parent has to answer. Then the date shows up like this, and then they have parent guardian information, and then they would review and sign. The next add-on that we're going to look at is asking for items. So maybe you're having a party and you want the parents to send in the treats and the juices and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to click on the ask for items, and it brings me down here. Let me move that again. And you can title it whatever you want. Let's see, game party. And when do you need the items by? You don't have to put this in, but it might be helpful. You can remove the date if you wanted to. I'm going to say I want it by the 31st. Now you're going to start putting in the items you want to bring or want people to bring. So maybe you want some juice boxes. And you would put in as many juice boxes as you need. You got a big class this year, you need 36. Then you can add more items. Maybe you want some chips. And you want 36 bags of chips. And it's a game day, so you want someone to bring guess who. But maybe you want two of them so that more than one kid can play. You can also add another day. So maybe you're doing two different parties or two different activities. So it's just going to give you the option to have your things brought to you by a different date. And then you can add items as well. So when we preview the ask for items, again, we're going to go underneath. And then this is where parents can sign up to bring stuff. So if they click sign up, let's say they don't want to bring all 36 juices, but they can bring 12. If they want to write a short note, they can. If they don't, that's fine as well because it is optional. And then they can save. And then it will start to show that this person is going to bring 12 and you still need 24 more. The last post add-on that we're going to look at is requesting volunteers. Maybe you want some family volunteers to come and read to your class. So you can click on request volunteers, and this is going to show up at the very bottom. And I want reading volunteers. Again, you can tell when people you want them to sign up for it by. Again, you don't have to because it's optional. And what do you want them to do? So here it would be just be some reading. And maybe you want one person from 9 to 9:30. And I want that in AM, and I want two people there because I'm going to split my class into two. I want another one from, let's say, 10 to 10:30. And again, check your AM and PM, make sure that you have that correct. And again, I want two more people. So this will be, they're going to come to my class, they're going to read to two groups of students, and then it's going to repeat itself again at 10 o'clock. You can also have it repeat. Maybe this is a weekly thing and you want the same person coming every week. You can also set that up there. Now let's take a look at what this looks like in the preview. It's giving me an error that my wish list items quantity must be greater than 0, so I'd have to check that before I submitted my form. Oh, there it is, my request there. So when they open this is what they're going to be seeing. Let me move this guy again. Oh, sorry, that's mine. It's not my preview. So it wouldn't let me go to preview. I needed to change this to the number 2 because that cannot be 0. Now let's try our preview. Okay, and here's our preview. Here's all the other information we've already done. And now we can look at the reading volunteers. Parents can sign up. I want one spot here. I'm going to save that, and it's telling the teacher now who's coming. One spot is open, one spot is filled for this time slot. Now, once you have everything in your post that you need, all you need to do is click on the post now. Maybe, again, you want to schedule it or you want to save it. You're not ready to send it out yet. Or, again, you can preview it from this caret as well. But this is where you come when your post is completely done and ready to go. Again, you can change the notification options when they will be notified of what is going on of this post. Hopefully this was a helpful video of creating a post and then also the post add-ons. Please feel free to reach out with any questions. Thank you for watching the video. Please make sure and feel free to reach out if you have any other questions on how to make a post, the different types of post add-ons, I would be happy to help. As you can see, my email right here, that is Stacy Bonacci. I am the Tech Tosa.